Today on Eagle Nation News, now PHS alumni Aiden Ames is off to play volleyball at the next level. I visited with her before she left the nest. Talent is overflowing at PHS, and one student is using his voice to give life to some iconic animated characters. Isabel Moulter hears what this voice actor has to say. Women make up only 34% of the STEM workforce, but PHS is trying to change that. Maddie Kep takes a look at how girls at Prosper are feeling confident in the STEM community. All this and more on today's edition of Eagle Nation News. Good morning, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us. I'm Parker Reynolds.
And I'm Callie Swick. We have an exciting show for you today to kick off the new year. So stick around, ENN starts right now.
Welcome back, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us here again in Studio 301.
Today is Friday, January 12th. I don't know about you, Parker, but it feels so good to be back in the studio and getting back in the swing of things after the long break.
Yeah, for sure, and it's felt really good this past week. I'm sad that the cooler weather's coming,
I know.
especially this weekend.
I even went for a walk yesterday, but I cannot wait for the spring weather to be back.
Yeah, and as spring semester begins, for some marks the end of high school, as now Prosper graduate Aiden Ames made her final trip to PHS on Tuesday. I had the chance to talk to her one final time about her future.
It's sad. I don't think it has fully 100% hit me yet. I think I'm going to start, so I actually haven't started packing yet. So I'm going to start packing tonight. Actually, I packed my toiletries, that was a lie. But I'm going to start packing tonight, and I think that's when it's really going to hit me.
However, this interview was not actually for another story. It was the start to an elaborately planned surprise and whole day for Ames. Okay, yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah, okay. Let's go. They were like getting a picture ready or something. Now, to Aiden, I was coming into the arena with her to film something for the volleyball team. Ugh. Yeah, it's like the people from admin. They're like all here. And as Aiden entered the arena for one final time, she unknowingly entered now as the best volleyball player in the whole country.
I never even thought I'd be on this big of a stage, and just to know that I've made it is so relieving, and it's so happy, and I'm happy to do it with like my family, and they've been my biggest supporters, and they really got me here, and literally every single one of these girls in this program has supported me this past high school season, and my coaches, and I have to give it to other people because I didn't just do it.
Now I understand.
It just feels so like relieving knowing that all my hard work has paid off, because like I've always dreamed about it since I was little. Ever since I found out that there was a Gatorade Player of the Year, I wanted my name to be on that poster, that sign, or anything, and all the hard work I've just put in this past season, my senior season, like just seeing that like other people recognize that has been like really nice. Well, yeah, according to our principal, this is the best high school in Texas, so according to everyone here, it's nice to represent the best high school in Texas, the Prosper High School. I know he'll be proud, and I'm proud to represent my home city.
You can catch Aiden later this year representing our home city in Burnt Orange as she joins Texas volleyball in the fall.
Yeah, it's crazy how she's a huge figure in women's sports, and she went to the same school as us.
Yeah, crazy. Almost as crazy as some of the top celebrity news from the break.
An awards ceremony and new song are going viral on social media. Stay tuned. Up next is Talent Talk.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Why not do it right? From Belgian waffles to Santa Fe chicken, there is something for everyone. For a sunny side up type of morning, visit the exclusive location of Jam and Toast today.
At the Golden Globes this past weekend, host Joe Coy caught the attention of some of our favorite celebrities.
And I heard he had some interesting jokes in the comedy routine. Christina, what were they?
Well, Parker, the one that's been stirring fans everywhere was his comment on the Barbie movie.
completely oblivious to its deeper meaning and message, Jo Koy made a joke that blatantly objectifies the movie and the doll. I won't say what he specifically said, but it actually left me floored. And if he didn't already embarrass himself enough, he also took a dig at Taylor Swift. Check it out.
The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear. There's just more to go to.
Why he thought this would be funny, I have no idea, and the audience felt the same. After Koy's remark at Taylor Swift even, she just pursed her lips and took a sip of her champagne. After every targeted or weird joke he made, you could just feel the tension in the air. His only defense was, quote, "Yo, I got the gig 10 days ago, shut up." But that's no excuse for how massively he just flopped. Who even is this guy? Onto music, Ariana Grande is back and better than ever with her new single, Yes and. It just released today and is the lead single for her new upcoming 7th album. According to Washington Post, quote, in the Madonna-esque house song, Grande tells critics that she doesn't care what they think, alluding to relationship rumors and body-shaming comments she was met with in the past year. Personally, I'm still a little bit concerned about the whole thing with her and Ethan Slater, but I guess she's just living her life. Ever since she told Allure in 2021 that she was taking a break to focus on, quote, new versions of storytelling, fans have been waiting for her musical return. And if this upcoming album is going to be anything like her past ones, it's going to be worth the wait. Grande is extremely talented, just like Christian Alfano, a PHS student who transforms scripts into captivating performances, showcasing a unique gift for voice acting. Isabel Moulter shares Christian Alfano's extraordinary talent that echoes through the halls of Prosper High School.
I enjoy my most
After only 7 months and recording from a homemade studio, one PHS student has brought many characters to life with his voice.
Usually I will either have everything set up and I'll have a script due for a set date. Everyone is supposed to submit their scripts at a certain point.
In a field like entertainment, the competition never ends. Christian's passion for his talent has driven him to success.
I think I'm really proud of his grit, the ability to just keep going even though in the beginning things weren't easy. Oftentimes, even as an adult, that's a really important trait to have, because if you really want something, you have to keep doing it no matter what, even if you fail 100 times. I'm just so proud and so impressed with his experience.
From participating in theater to taking lessons from a voice coach, Christian quickly became committed to acting. However, he understood he would face adversity.
The biggest challenge is not comparing yourself to others and other people's journeys through voice acting. Since everyone's voice is different, everyone can portray different types of voices differently. Not everyone dives immediately into professional. Some people just do it for amateurs. Some people get really lucky and are able to join an agency really quick right off the bat.
Christian's projects lean towards anime and video game-based productions, where he fell in love with this unique style of acting.
I kind of want to see myself doing a lot of character voices for a living. I really hope that this works out for me and I can be an inspiration to other people who enjoy the same things that I do. If you want to do this, you can. I personally believe that if you have the drive and the passion and the ability to do the funny voice, you can do this.
Christian's journey has proven that with a little spirit, anyone can reach their dreams. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Isabel Moulter.
His passion for storytelling through his voice is truly remarkable. I wouldn't be surprised if I heard his voice in the future someday.
And it's crazy how he can change his voice so consistently and hold character for so long in such a completely different voice.
And with this talent, he will without a doubt have many opportunities to go very far in the future.
Yeah, and hoping to also go far this year, girls soccer has started off strong this season. So stay tuned, game time is next. The STEMA Club is filled with helping elementary students nurture their passion for STEM, developing life skills, and collaborating with others. The meeting will be held next Thursday. See you there. Winter sports seasons are in full swing with many tournaments taking place over the break.
Brass and Swick is in studio for this week's edition of Game Time.
Thanks, Callie. I'm so glad to finally be back in the studio with all of you, and I'm even more excited to jump into some Prosper sports. Tipping it off with basketball news, both the boys and girls competed in tournaments over winter break. The boys competed in the Allen tournament and started off with a great win over Rowlett with a final score of 68-57. The boys then moved on to face off against Saxe, but they were not able to grab the win, ending the game with a final score of 74-57. Finally facing off against Mount Pleasant in hopes of getting another win, but they barely came short, ending the game off 46-44. Finally going into their final game of the tournament against Melissa, the boys made sure to end off strong with a dominant win, 65-54. The Lady Eagles basketball team participated in the Springs Creek tournament over the break, and they started off strong as well with a 44-36 victory over the Memorial Mustangs. Moving into the next round, they went up against Flower Mound Marcus and continued to dominate, crushing them 68-44. Going into the third round, the Lady Eagles kept their streak going with a 54-27 win over Mansfield, but couldn't grab the win against Frisco Memorial with a final score of 64-55. In the fourth round, sadly, their winning streak came to an end in the fifth round against Panther Creek with a final score of 50-29. An amazing job from our Lady Eagles. Now as district play began, the boys basketball team went up against Rock Hill, but were not able to come out with a win, ending the game 55-36. The boys then went on to play basketball, but were not able to come out on top, ending the game off 60-51. Then on Tuesday, the boys went head-to-head against Allen at the PHS Arena, but they did not end up coming out on top, with the score being 69-44. The boys are expected to play McKinney this afternoon. Also coming back to district play for the Lady Eagle basketball team, the ladies also faced off against Rock Hill and dominated on the court, ending the game 55-36. They then went against Braswell, but could not come out with the win, cutting the game close 60-51. They then played against Allen on Tuesday at the PHS Arena, just like the boys did, but they weren't able to beat them, ending the game with a score of 53-36. The Lady Eagles are expected to play against McKinney this afternoon as well. Now passing it over to soccer, the boys soccer team kicked off their season against Jake Jesuit, but were not able to get the win, coming close to the final score of 2-1. However, going into their second game against Cypress Springs, the team decided this is where we start a winning streak, as they not only won this game 3-1, but their next two games after that, defeating Grand Oaks 3-1 and Nimitz 4-1. The team currently has a 3-1 record and are hoping to keep this winning streak as they face off against Trinity this afternoon. In girls soccer news, the Lady Eagles also kicked off their season this Highland Park and brought home an incredible win with a final score of 4-3. Then the team would go on a winning streak, defeating Dripping Springs 5-1, Marcus 2-0, and Mansfield 3-1. This puts our Lady Eagles at a 4-0 undefeated record so far, as well as second in their district. The Lady Eagles are playing against Hockaday right now, who's also undefeated, but I believe that our Lady Eagles will come out on top. Prosper Sports is taking down our competition like always, but something else is also being taken down. Vivian McCory is in the field to see where all the Christmas trees are going. Take it away, Vivian.
Thanks, Bradston. Christmas has ended and decorations are starting to be put up, but for one decor it can be tricky to get rid of, and that's live Christmas trees. Luckily, right next to Prosper Fire Station 3 there is a live Christmas tree donation. All that's needed for the donation is to make sure there's no strings, lights, or extra decorations. It is so important to put away your Christmas trees in a donation so they don't end up in a landfill somewhere. Time to get spruced up for the new year. Back to you, Parker.
Thanks, Vivian. It's really cool to hear about what recycling companies do with those trees.
It really is interesting.
Yeah, and there are many interesting stories, people, and clubs in Prosper.
And one group of girls at PHS are making their mark on the STEM community. Maddie Kemp sits down with the driven girls that are changing stereotypes in the world of STEM.
Most people view STEM as just another class being offered, but to these girls, it means even more.
STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math, but to me, STEM is a world of possibilities that you can really do anything with.
For me, I feel like it's this really nice intersection of problem solving and critical thinking. And although STEM doesn't naturally come to me, I feel like it's really interesting to explore a lot of STEM topics and really rewarding when you can find the right outcome.
These girls in STEM are making welcoming environments for future generations in the future of women in STEM.
I'd really love to see, obviously, a growth in women in STEM, since generally there's a lot more men in essentially any STEM field that you can go into. But I'd also like to see a greater support group for women in STEM, which is what we're trying to create here, starting at a young age, getting women to be confident in themselves.
To have more women in STEM, I think for a lot of women in STEM-dominated fields, they feel like they're not worthy enough to be there. I feel like if we have a space to kind of make girls and women more confident in their abilities and their decision in STEM fields, then that'd be a great impact to have.
The Girls STEM Club is making impacts and planning for their future.
See these girls working together and getting to enjoy STEM, which is a traditionally male-dominated field. I think we've all learned a lot together about what we may want to pursue in college, and we have a lot of fun together.
These girls never stop to thrive for their voices to be heard in the STEM world. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Maddie Kemp.
I love to see these girls all together making history and doing something that they love.
Yes, for sure. The future of STEM is bright in their hands.
Exactly. That's all we have for you today, Eagle Nation. Once again, I'm Callie Swick.
And I'm Parker Reynolds. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Have a great rest of your day, a great 3-day weekend, and go Eagles.